start off, here are my 3 note cards. Hope you can see me. So in today's persuasive speech, I'm going to be focusing on social media, how it affects us, why it's affecting us, and why it shouldn't matter. So social media is something that almost everyone uses. If we were at school, sadly we're not because of coronavirus, but if we were in class right now, I would ask all the students to raise their hand and say, how many of you use social media? And I'm sure that almost everyone would raise their hand because social media is just that widespread. I have a stat from MediaKicks.com I'd like to share. There's over 3.1 billion people that use social media. There's, I believe, 7.4 billion people-ish in the entire world. And 3.1 billion people is less than half that, but pretty darn close. So right off the bat, we're looking at an insane amount of people that use social media, that are influenced it. The top people in the game that use social media are called influencers. And they, like the name says, influence us. And so that's the first topic I want to get into, is that social media sets an unrealistic bar. What do? You go on Instagram, you see a picture by Kim Kardashian as an example, and she's a very well-complected lady, and it can set an unreal expectation for someone that doesn't see anything else. So that's a problem that we're seeing coming across. It's a problem that we're coming across a lot in today's day and age. And something else that leads me to teens who spent 5 hours a day on their phone were 2 times as likely to develop depression than someone who used social media less often. That alone speaks volumes to what's happening in today's day and age. People are using social media so much and they've developed a dependence on it, and that is just, it's uncalled for. It's a reality that must be stopped. Which brings me to this. In a study from 2013, BBC researchers texted 79 participants 5 times a day for 14 days and asked them how they felt and how long it had been since they used Facebook. And the researchers conducting the study found that the more time people spent on Facebook, the less they felt. If the people had used Facebook more frequently, the less happy they felt. And that's just another example from BBC of a connection and a resemblance between not using social media and happiness, or using social media and depression. We're seeing constant examples of why social media is connected to depression. And this, I have another stat, a couple stats from guardchild.com. The number of sexual assault harassment cases via social media are up 300%, which seems like a stat just plucked out of the air. It's a huge number, but it's 100% correct, and it's something that has to be fixed. And then 22% of teens have lost a friendship due to a social media interaction, or because of just pure social media. So social media is affecting millions upon billions of people every day, all in all in negative ways. We're seeing a direct link between social media. This right here, this Amazon Fire Kindle tablet, this has the power to change people's lives. I could get on here and rant for hours or insult someone, and I could enforce depression on people. Anyone could. And it's scary how easy it is to do. Also, with the stat that I mentioned about Facebook, so people have spent over 5 hours a day on social media, felt 2 times as depressed. This stat shows more than anything that moderation is what's important here. The point of the speech is moderation. Social media can be a great thing to spread awareness for certain issues, speak to family, friends. It can be a great thing. It can really change the world for the better. but it can also change the world for the worst, which is why moderation needs to be important going forward. Thank you very much.